Hey there guys, welcome to the next video here on PopCultureCrafts. I'm going to show you how to make an eye drive in this video from Doctor Who. And it was a pretty prominent prop in the 6th series, and what really surprised me is that there are tons of pictures online of people wearing them and they've made them through various means, but there's no tutorial on how to make them, and that was kind of surprising to me. So this is probably going to be the simplest craft I'm going to show you guys how to make on the channel. It's really about 4 or 5 items, and you can crank out a whole bunch of eye drives that look just like this one. So let's start working on the eye drive. Now what I usually do in my tutorials is list in the description box all the things you're going to need to save some time, but since there's really only 4 things, I thought I'd show them to you on camera this time. You're going to need some gloss black spray paint, and that's going to be for painting the eye drive. We're going to be making it out of Model Magic. It's probably one of the least common things that people have made them online. Some people have used like plaster bandages and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what color it is, you're going to need just a little bit. I just happen to have some black, so the Model Magic is your second thing. You're going to need just a little bit of plastic wrap, which you can see here. And if you happen to have like a wig form or a head form, you can definitely use that. I had this one lying around for storing some of my my masks and stuff like that. If you don't happen to have one of these, I'm going to show you at the end of the video a couple ways that you can use kind of your face to make one of these instead. But if you happen to have the head form, it's really going to come in handy. So let's get started on making the eye drive. So your first step is to take your Model Magic and kind of roll it into a ball about that size. And what I did for making my first one is I had a whole bunch of images of people wearing eye drives from Doctor Who on my phone, and I was kind of just flipping through them and kind of getting an idea of the design based on what they have. If you're kind of working on with your Model Magic and you kind of get this kind of problem where it's kind of separating in the middle, that means you didn't kind of roll it and mash it together enough. So just do that a few more times, and then you can start to kind of just roll it out with your fingers as I was just doing a second ago. So that's about the shape that you want. It really helps to kind of, instead of pulling it apart with your fingers, to kind of take your index and your thumb finger and kind of just push it all the way around to get the right thickness all the way around the piece here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick it on top of our head form here, and you want to kind of lay it down just like this. The plastic wrap kind of prevents it from getting stuck to the styrofoam. And the first thing you want to do is kind of mash the edge to kind of get the form of the styrofoam underneath it. Then we're going to worry about the kind of the eye cavity in the center. Now the eye cavity is a very important part of the eye drive because it really adds to that cool look of it where you have to kind of raise in the center and then it's kind of depressed all the way around it and then it comes back up again. So to get that look, we're actually going to take kind of the side of my index finger and I'm going to very carefully push in all the way around the spot where you can kind of feel the styrofoam of where the eye is on the head form. And this is going to be a little difficult. If your nails are even slightly long, they're going to make little depressions in it, as you can kind of see up there. So you kind of want to just smooth those over and try not to kind of jab all these little slits in it. So you're going to keep pushing that down. Make sure when you're holding it, you don't hold it too tight because it's very, very easy to mold at this point. So it's really going to react to any little bit of pressure that you put on it. Make sure it doesn't move around too much. So we're getting there. It's looking pretty good. Hopefully you can kind of see on camera how it's kind of depressed there. And now we're going to let that dry. Now it's going to take about a day to dry on the top, and then once it's dry on the top you can flip it over and kind of set it down and let the underside of it dry. You want it to be completely dry before you start to spray it with the spray paint. So once it's completely dry, you just take your spray paint it all the way around, and you'll have a nice glossy eye drive, which you can see here. Now, to attach it to your face, you're going to need some sort of like prosthetic adhesive, or spirit gum is really popular. You can usually get that at Halloween stores, or even get it online if it's not, around the Halloween season. I did talk about if you didn't have the head form on what to do, on how to kind of sculpt it to your face. I'm going to talk about that right now. So if you do not have the head form, all you need is your face and a little bit of plastic wrap. What you're going to do is put the plastic wrap over your face, depending on which eye you want to do. And I would probably lay down so your face is up towards the ceiling. Have a friend kind of stick the Model Magic onto your face, just as I showed you with the head form, until they get that right size. Now this is going to be exactly to your face, so that's probably an advantage over the head form, unless the head form just happens to be exactly perfect. But the trick is you want to very carefully lift it off with the plastic wrap, otherwise it'll kind of droop, and if it's really hot out, it's really going to kind of just flatten out instead of you want it to be kind of curved, because your face obviously isn't flat. It has a whole bunch of curves to it. So you want to kind of lift it up, allow it to dry. What I usually did was take a little bit of aluminum foil and kind of wrap it to my face to kind of get that imprint of it, kind of like that mold. Set that down and then put the eye drive on top of that. And it's light enough that it won't exactly sink through it, but it'll have some sort of backbone that's the same, you know, idea of the curvature of your face rather than being on your face, because you really couldn't wear it on your face for, you know, the whole day to let it dry. So that's exactly how to make an eye drive. It's pretty simple to make. You know, it's a really simple craft from Doctor Who. It's really going to go well with a whole bunch of really cool Doctor Who cosplays, which one of them I'm going to be working on for the future. So hope you guys liked the video. There'll be more videos for Pop Culture Crafts coming soon. Take care.